How you guys doing? I'm here to, that's my dog Jack, so ignore him. I'm here to do a small elf haul for you guys and to share with you guys a book that I got and talk a little bit about that, okay? So here is my elf products. I'm going to go through this again. This is my Vixen, my lip gloss, quad, pretty. These are really pretty. This is called Drama. Look at that. This is Rocker. Uh, Earth. Till Dream. And Ocean Dream. Then we have the E.L.F. High Definition Powder. And I can't wait to try this because I have never tried the studio line before. This will be my first time. And this is the Makeup Mist set. I was told this is just like Max Fix Plus. And with that, it doesn't spray out like a mist. It comes out like spray. Okay. I also have the Flawless Finish Foundation with SPF 15 in this bowl, and this is in almond. This is my first time trying this. And last but not least, this is my E.L.F. pressed powder in almond. So can't wait to try all of these products out. Excuse me, I'm gonna do tutorials with these eyeshadow quads and let you guys see the looks that I come up with these. And also these are the E.L.F. brush set. It's 9 brushes in here. It comes in this little cute nylon holder, and it has a clear pocket on the right side, and it has another little pocket over here on the left, and it has all of these different things that you can use. I don't know where all this other stuff comes from, but you can use. It's cute, and got a little elf name elf all up there. And this is really cute. You can take this with you wherever you go. It is very lightweight. You can have this wherever you go. What I wanted to share with you guys was a book that I received in the mail from Denise Matthews, and you may know her as Vanity, from back in the early 80s up to the middle part of the 90s the 90s. Her book is called Blame It on Vanity, Hollywood, Hell, and Heaven. And she also autographed it for me. So I want to show you guys that, yes, there she signed my name and everything. And I'm like so ecstatic with that. And then also show you guys right there some of her drawings that she did. In this book, I'm going to show you some pages of her book. This is a coffee table type book. She has different pictures of her mom, her grandmother, her dad, and her sisters, and the rest of her siblings. This is her when she was a little girl. So I want you guys to see that. That was Denise when she was a little girl. very cute. You can tell she's going to be a beautiful, beautiful woman when she gets older. Um, that's her grandmother. Back then, those grandmas was in the kitchen cooking back then. That's Denise and her sisters. And she has all of her sisters on here. Doris, Patty, that's Denise, and then that's her sister Debbie. They all look so much alike. And they are beautiful ladies. And then she goes into um, showcasing, that's a picture of her and everything like that. Then she really goes into, telling you how she met Prince and um, everything else. She really goes into who she was then, and this is who she is now. That's it. She really talks a lot about her humble beginnings, where she come from, Niagara Falls, Canada. She talks about her home life. I think it's more being abused as a little girl growing up. Um, she also talks about how she got started in the industry. She also talks about, how she met Prince, how she met Rick James, how she met all these different celebrity guys and everything like that, and how she got entwined into this world. And in the midst of her getting intertwined in this world, and she's changing and becoming more of Vanity. She loses who Denise is. So Denise is nothing like Vanity. So you kind of, and I can kind of relate to that because we all have two sides to us, and sometimes that when you're young, sometimes a whole nother side of you emerge and that you have suppressed. So, and I think that was her way of crying out for help in some ways and experiencing life because she wasn't like in her 20s. And so back then in the 80s, it was like crazy. And she's a very beautiful woman, so I can see why guys would fall and cater to her. And she talks about the songs that she had, that they were mostly about drugs. She will talk about the drugs. And it was so crazy because when you listen to her songs, you don't think drugs. She was known as a sex kitten, and how she talks about, being a solo act and how being an actress and, and making the moves for herself, going from, A to B and to C to D and things like that, and how her life transformed. And she also talks about the day the day Vanity died. It's like, Denise reemerged when, so I guess when a doctor tells you have 3 days to live, what can you possibly do? But ask God to come into your life. And at that particular time, she really did want God to come into her life. And God came into her life. And so by God coming into her life, Vanity died. And Denise Matthews, was reborn. And so I think in some ways when you read her story, you will see that it's not all about, it's a telltale book. It's none of that. Okay. She talks about her, she talks about how fame and fortune can really cloud a person's judgment, and how drugs, alcohol, sex, rock and roll, all of that can really make a person lose sight of who they really are. And Hollywood is nothing but a den of evil in a way, because it's crazy, Hollywood is really, really crazy. So just imagine how Hollywood was then as it is now. It's like really worse now. But she really goes into, telling you about her story, and I really, when I read it, I was crying because you learn when you think you know a person, you really don't know a person, and I really think she did an awesome job when she wrote this. It is a really good book, and is, like I said, it's not a tell-all book about who she slept with, who she, who this and that. Where we, in this day and age, we hang off of drama and gossip. She really talks about her humble beginnings, where she started from, who she started to become, and who she is now. So it's a step. She went through steps and stages in her life to get to where she is now, and I can relate to that. And I'm quite sure anybody who have problems can relate to that. And in a drug addiction, I didn't really know how severe it was when she's on dialysis and everything like that. So it really took a toll. But she's here and she's telling her story. So if she can overcome her adversities, we can overcome our adversities. And also remember that addiction, no matter who you are, is serious and it can ruin your life. It can change who you are, and you can get help for that. And seek some help. If you know someone who has an addiction, seek some help. Because there are so many different addictions out here in this world that you can come across any of them. And to me, I think addiction is nothing but demons. That's just me, attacking you. And for so long, some people have a hard time trying to fight off an addiction, a demon. So just understand that. So if you guys, you if you liked her back then, you're going to love her now. This is a really excellent book, and I would suggest anyone to go to the site, blameitonvanity.com, and order this book. It is amazing. I'm so happy she sent this to me. She autographed it, and they're like limited edition books. They're not in stores. You can't get these in stores. And so I would really suggest anybody to really pick up this book. This is a really, really good book. I am going to do a full review on this. So, you guys check it out. Again, thank you guys for tuning in and checking out my haul and listening to me talk about Denise Matthews. Um, so with that, oh yeah, and the look that I got on, ladies, I did that with my Glamour Doll Eyes samples that I got yesterday, and I'm using all three of them. I will do a tutorial for this look, so be on the lookout for that. So again, I want to thank everybody. Mwah, I love you, and have a good night, and have a safe and blessed weekend. Until next time.